practice with these. If I give you this right triangle, and I ask you to find the cosecant of t, the secant of t, and the cotangent of t, but this time I say to 4 decimal places, we need to rely on our calculator to help us out with those ratios. So the first thing I'm going to do is set up the cosecant of t. Well, if we refer back to our first slide, the cosecant is the hypotenuse over the opposite. And I start filling in those pieces, but the first thing I notice is I don't have a hypotenuse. So I need to find my hypotenuse. So I'm going to do the Pythagorean theorem. I don't know my hypotenuse, so c squared equals the sum of our legs squared. So c squared equals 16 plus 4, which is 20. We square root both of those sides. And then I get c equals 2 root 5. Now I can fill in my ratio. The hypotenuse is 2 root 5. Now from angle T, the opposite is 4. And I'm just going to use my calculator. And technically, because I'm using my calculator and getting it to 4 decimal places, I wouldn't have even had to simplify the square root of 20. So I could take the square root of 20 divided by 4, or make sure you either use parentheses or hit equals, 2 times the square root of 5 equals, and then divide by 4. And then I get a decimal of 1.118, but because it says 4 decimal places, I need the 4 decimal places. So I'm going to put that 0 in as a placeholder. Now let's do the secant of t. And if we refer back to our ratio, the secant of t is the hypotenuse over the adjacent. We know that the hypotenuse is 2 root 5, or since we're going to calculate it, we can use the square root of 20 over the adjacent leg. And from t, the adjacent would be the 2. So then in my calculator, I'm going to take 2 times the square root of 5, hit equals, and then divide by 2, or the square root of 20 divided by 2. And we get 2.2361, rounded appropriately to 4 decimal places.